All right, we're gonna go ahead and get started here today. I call this meeting to order at 8:13 p.m. We'll begin with our first attendance roll call, so when your name is called. Stand here, we're gonna get started. When your name is called, please indicate you're present. Starting with Senator Murphy, Senator Allred. Here. Senator Beardsley. Here. Senator Kim. Here. Senator Cho. Here. Senator Representative Miguel. President, Senator Golfani. Here. Senator Maccaro. Here. Senator Maymon. Here. Senator Mendez. Here. You guys are ready. Senator Rodriguez. President, Senator Sanders. Here. Senator Scott. Here. Senator Solomon. Here. Senator Sandy. Here. Senator Reed. Here. Senator Dadan. Here. Senator Ty. Here. Senator Schreiber. Here. Senator Yang. Here. All right, we'll move on to recognition of Olin Land. The ASUC recognizes that UC Berkeley sits on the territory of Houston, the original landscape of the Chinese-speaking Ohlone people, the successors of the sovereign Birmingham and Alameda Common. This region continues to be of great importance to the Mwachma Ohlone tribe and other familial descendants of the Birmingham. We recognize that every member of the Berkeley community has and continues to benefit from the use and occupation of this land since the institution's founding in 1868. Consistent with our values of community, inclusion, and diversity, we have a responsibility to acknowledge and make visible the university's relationship to Native peoples. Members of the Berkeley community, it is vitally important that we not only recognize the history of the land on which we stand, also recognize that the Mwachma Ohlone people are alive and flourishing members of the Berkeley and broader Bay Area communities today. And before we get started with motions for today, I also just want to say happy Women's History Month, and it was International Women's Day this weekend, so thank you to all the fellow women. Your work is very important, and I appreciate all the perspectives that you bring to our advocacy. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and assume the first motion for today. Pursuant to ASUC bylaw 1201, Senate Rules of Order, section 1.6.4. As the chair can make or assume motions, so I will be doing that now. Section 8.7.1 of 1201. Under that, I am motioning to add 3 resolutions to the agenda under immediate consideration. New business. So I'll be reading out the names of the resolutions, and then the agenda will be reflected to reflect the additions. So first, we have SR 252680, an endorsement of the Associated Students of the University of California, official letter on the proposed changes to the ad drop deadline. Second one is SR 252681, in support of the Arts, Music, and Programming Initiative. And then we have SR 252682, in support of a student vote for university-wide investment from companies producing military technology in the 2026 ASUC elections. All right, so first I'll make that motion, and then now we're going to move on to the second motion. And we need 2/3 vote of the Senate. Roll call vote for each of these. So pursuant to section 9.3.3, 2/3 vote of the entire membership of the Senate may allow the waiving of the 1-week public notice period in the case of emergency situations involving matters upon which prompt action is urgent and necessary to maintain the functioning of the ASUC. The chair, me, will now assume these motions and will move for a roll call vote on each of the following bills. So first, we're gonna go one by one. What's gonna happen is I'm gonna say each of your names, and you're gonna say if you're in favor of adding them to the agenda or if you're not. So you'll say aye if you're in favor of them being on the agenda, and nay if you're not. Abstain if you abstain. So we'll go ahead and start. First one is SR 80, which was, as a reminder, the official letter on the proposed changes to the ad drop deadline. So I'll start with the roll call vote. Senator Murphy. Aye. Senator Allred. Aye. Senator Beardsley. Aye. Senator Kim. Aye. Senator Cho. Aye. Representative Miguel. Abstain. Senator Golfani. Aye. Senator Maccaro. Aye. Senator Maymon. Aye. Senator Mendez. Aye. Senator Rivera. Aye. Senator Rodriguez. Abstain. Senator Sanchez. Aye. Senator Scott. Aye. Senator Solomon. Aye. Senator Sandy. Aye. Senator Reed. Aye. Senator Dadan. Aye. Senator Ty. Aye. Senator Schreiber. Aye. Senator Yang. Aye. All right, next up we have SR 252681, which is in support of the Arts, Music, and Programming Initiative. We'll do roll call vote once again. Starting with Senator Murphy. Senator Allred. Aye. Senator Beardsley. Aye. Senator Cannon. Aye. Senator Cho. Aye. Representative Miguel. Abstain. Senator Golfani. Senator Maccaro. Aye. Senator Maymon. Aye. Senator Mendez. Aye. Senator Rivera. Aye. Senator Rodriguez. Abstain. Senator Sanchez. Aye. Senator Scott.
Aye.
Senator Solomon,
Aye.
Senator Stankovic,
Aye.
Senator Reading,
Aye.
Senator Badon,
Aye.
Senator Ty,
Aye.
Senator Shea.
Aye.
Senator Kane.
Aye.
All right, and finally, items point of inquiry.
Point of inquiry. Is this for that? Are we voting for it to be placed on the agenda or like?
Yeah.
It's just to be placed on the agenda?
Yeah, to be placed on the agenda. Yes.
Because it's like an
Well-
emergency.
So the first motion was to place on new business pursuant one was just to bypass the ad hoc submission. This is an emergency motion to add to consideration to vote on tonight.
Immediate consideration, but yeah, to add it to the agenda.
So if they don't go through like next comic up.
All right, and now we'll move on to SR 252682 in support of student vote for university-wide investment from companies producing military technology in the 2026 ASUC elections. We'll do roll call votes again, starting with Senator Anderson.
Aye.
Senator O'Brien.
Aye.
Senator Beasley.
Aye.
Senator Cannon.
Aye.
Senator Cho. Next Representative Miguel, abstain. Senator Bolshani.
Can we like go back? Like, can we go back to in a second?
Parliamentary settlement.
Sorry, what's the question?
She wants
Can I have
to
a second to like read this?
record her vote, but yeah.
You may, I must clarify, the vote is strictly placed on immediate consideration, we'll not be voting on it until later.
Okay, I'll abstain.
Abstain. Senator McCarr.
Aye.
Senator Maymon.
Aye.
Senator Mendez.
Aye.
Senator Nunez Rivera.
Aye.
Senator Rivera. Abstain. Senator Sanchez.
Aye.
Senator Scott.
Aye.
Senator Solomon.
Aye.
Senator Stankovic.
Aye.
Senator Reading.
Aye.
Senator Badon.
Aye.
Senator Ty.
Aye.
Senator Schwinn.
Aye.
Senator Kane.
Aye.
All right, so the motions passed because they needed a two-third vote. So that's at least 14, so we got each of those through that. So now we've amended the agenda to reflect those votes that we just did. Is there another motion on the floor?
Motion to appoint Leslie Silva Rosales and Anisha Kumar as co-chairs of the ASUC Basic Needs Advisory Committee.
Senator Scott moves to appoint Leslie Silva Rosales and Anisha Kumar as co-chairs of the ASUC Basic Needs Advisory Committee. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Senator Ty. Any objections? Any hearing none, their appointments will be added to the agenda. Is there a motion on the floor?
To approve the agenda as amended.
Senator Solomon moves to approve the agenda as amended, seconded by Senator Mendez. Any objections? All right, seeing and hearing none. You guys can ensure the agenda has been approved as amended. All right, we'll now move on to our next item, which is guest announcements. So we'll go ahead and start with super. All right, awesome.
Hi guys, good evening everyone. For those who I haven't had the chance to meet yet, my name is Lisa Miller and I'm one of the general managers of ASUC Superb. A lot of the rest of our management is sitting in the back right now. Hey guys. I've spoken to you previously and today I'm gonna talk about the Arts, Music and Programming Initiative. Specifically in regard to the new item on business with the Senate resolution in support of the initiative. The Arts, Music and Programming Initiative is a student-launched referendum that funds campus entertainment and programming through ASUC. It supports ASUC Superb, which is Berkeley's student-run programming board that organizes the concerts, comedy shows, film screenings, games, and the other, campus events that are free for all UC Berkeley students. This year's new version of the AMP will also include funding to support Berkeley Student Media, which provides students with free access to media production equipment and creative resources out of MLK 171. Since AMP was first approved in 2018, it has helped make campus events possible. However, entertainment and production costs have increased significantly in recent years, while student demand for programming has continued to grow. We can see this with examples in the price of production and sound comparisons. Cal Day 2018, it was $3,700, and Cal Day 2025, the same production costs are $3,990. With the current funding structure, Superb is often unable to bring larger performers or scale events to meet the needs of the campus community. Due to this, we've not only seen a decrease in the amount of events we put on with relevant artists and performers, but we've also seen a downturn in student attendance. Not being able to provide the student body with as high quality production as we want has really put a damper on the Superb these past 2 years, since we ran out of COVID rollover. And the limitations have also resulted in internal issues related to retention, the lack of events making it harder to unite as a chartered program. The new AMP initiative proposal would increase the ASUC student activities fee by $8 per undergraduate student per semester, raising it from $34 to $42. Of this, Superb and BSM would receive $14 compared to the $6 that we currently receive. 1/3 of that increase would go directly towards financial aid to offset costs for students. $1 would support Berkeley student media to increase their ability to fund and staff their media programs. And the remaining funding would go towards expanding Superb's programming and events. Ultimately, this initiative is about strengthening student life at Berkeley, creating more opportunities for community, creativity, and shared experiences on campus. It also gives a new life to this 62-year-old club, ensuring that it continues for another 10+ years, fully providing arts and entertainment to the student body. So that's why tonight I'm asking for your support in placing this initiative on the ballot so that the broader student body can have the opportunity to vote on it. Thank you.
Okay. All right, and then next up, we're gonna have a guest announcement, a special guest announcement from Academic Affairs Vice President, who is zooming in to share an important update. Oh, wait, we can hear you guys. Can you speak now?
I don't.
Wait, try speaking. Wait, Jenny, can you try speaking? Okay, you best do the chat.
Hello.
Oh, yes. Yes. We just need to tell them.
Hello.
So, okay, there's a.
I did.
Okay. You're good.
Oh, okay, you guys can hear me? Sorry, I'm not hearing any response from y'all, so I can't hear you. But if you have any questions, I think coming up to the laptop, or if we could pass the laptop around, that would be helpful. My team of staff, Jonathan is in the audience and texting me to communicate with y'all, but good evening, everybody. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. This is not my office report. That will be given later on alongside all of the other executives and appointed officers by one of my chiefs of staff. I'm mainly here to provide y'all an update about the ad drop deadline and everything that has transpired with it. On the Senate agenda tonight, Senate Resolution 80, I believe, is a resolution that the Office of Academic Affairs put up in endorsement of an official letter from the ASUC on proposed changes to the ad drop deadline. This letter is going to be sent to the Council of Undergraduate Deans, the Vice Provost of Undergraduate Education's office, and other relevant faculty and administration related in regards to this decision and conversation. The letter does CC all of you as senators, as well as all of the executives and appointed. So if you do not want your name on the letter, please email me or text me to let me know. And this letter will be sent out right after the Senate meeting concludes tonight, if it is approved by y'all on the agenda. But yeah, I'm gonna go down to my updates. I have a slides presentation. Jonathan, if you want to text me to let me know if this works and y'all can see the slides presentation, that would be cool. I just sent a request, by the way, to slide. Okay, awesome. Here you go. Yeah, sorry, y'all. I'm like literally in Kentucky right now. I don't know if you see this. I'm in Kentucky right now, so I'm unable to make it there in person. And I know how important of a discussion this is, so I wanted to give you all the accurate information. Yeah. Like I said before, the resolution, if you look at the entire thing, the first half of it, the whereas clauses, detail the timeline of engagement between the Office of Academic Affairs, the Council of Undergraduate Deans, Undergraduate Education, and the Academic Senate. The reason why we're putting up this resolution now, and for, consideration at this Senate meeting so quickly, and why y'all hadn't heard updates from me in the past about this issue is because I found out on Wednesday that the Council of Undergraduate Deans is voting this month to approve the proposal to move up the late add drop deadline from its current status at the 4th week to the 3rd week, and then eliminate the early add drop deadline. So this creates one single deadline at the 3rd week of instruction, with plans of implementing this new add drop deadline in fall 2026 or next semester. Therefore, the resolve clauses, do one of three things. They first, from the ASUC Senate and the ASUC overall formally opposes the Council of Undergraduate Dean's proposal to move the add drop deadline earlier this semester and eliminate the early add drop deadline. It also formally endorses the attached letter that I was talking about. I believe this is Appendix A in the resolution, which y'all are able to read, communicating the official position of the ASUC regarding the proposed changes. And finally, it directs that this letter be transmitted to the Council of Undergraduate Deans, Vice President of Seminary Education, and all the other relevant people I talked about before. Sorry, I did change that title slide. The second most important thing about this update is that the Office of Academic Affairs, starting tomorrow, we're gonna have an Instagram post go out on it, is starting an email campaign to the Council of Undergraduate Deans on this issue. If you go to the tiny URL on the screen, which will also be included in, again, the Instagram post that the Office of Academic Affairs will be posting tomorrow morning, it goes to a link to an email template where you can insert your representative on the Council of Undergraduate Deans and tell them not to support this proposal. Yeah, if possible, please shout out the email campaign and dedicate 10 to 15 minutes of your all staffs to having all of your staff members email their representatives on the Council of Undergraduate Deans to not support this proposal. And if you have time yourself and or your staff members, personalize this email instead of just sending the template. This will be much more impactful to your representative on the council. And will go a really long way to showing them as a student, you do not support moving the add drop deadline earlier for the various reasons that you list and various reasons listed in the email template. If you have any questions, feel free to email me or tell your staff to email me and my chiefs, and we're happy to provide support wherever we can. If you would like me to do a presentation at your all staff meeting next week when I'm back from Kentucky, please let me know, and I'm also able to provide that support and provide your staff that support on this issue. A lot of you know, this season are running campaigns that are dedicated to organizing, and this is one of the many ways that you can truly organize your communities on campus, as this policy affects every single one of us, and is something that every student at UC Berkeley should care about, whether that's for themselves or for future students that attend this campus. Yeah, I'm free to take questions if you have any. I'm not sure how that's gonna work because I can't hear you guys. But if there's a way for questions to be asked, or if there are any questions, let me know somehow. Yeah, thank you all.
Anybody have any
That's it
questions?
for me.
Any questions? All right, yay. Okay, amazing, thank you, Jenny. All right, so now we'll move on to public comment. This is for matters, sorry, I'm all wrong. Alright, so this portion of the meeting is dedicated to public comments related to general issues that concern the association or its members. So individuals who wish to make public comment on items on immediate consideration of the consent calendar, now is not the time to do that. There will be time later in the meeting reserved for that. So public comments related to items on those may not be made. And the Senate reserves the right to cut off speakers who have exceeded their allotted time, interrupt speakers who are discussing matters related to items on the consent calendar or immediate consideration, and remove members of the general public from the meeting if they constitute a serious disruption to the orderly conduct of Senate proceedings. So this time you come up, give a public comment, you can introduce yourself and your relationship to the university, and I'll tap my gavel when you're at 15 seconds, then 2 minutes.
Awesome, thank you. Hi, everyone, my name is Heidi, I'm the Director of Student Services for Senator Jerome. I wrote flyers about what I'm gonna talk about, if you could handle that, that'd be great. But I'm here because I need help in promoting an app called iCommunify. iCommunify allows student organizations to publicize their events to the student body seamlessly. Right now, most student organizations publicize events via social media and tabling, which is not always the most effective form of outreach. But the app founder is really open to adding new features to iCommunify. I've been on calls with him and he's been fixing bugs very quickly. So he's really interested in working with students to make sure that this platform works for the student organizations. So I'm really excited. There are currently only 9 clubs signed up at UC Berkeley, and that publicity is minimal. So my ask is that each of you create a club on iCommunify, encourage your club members or ASUC staff to download it and start promoting your events on the platform. I would love to work with y'all to eventually promote this platform to the wider student body, but I'm waiting on promoting it to the wider student body so we have enough clubs on the platform and events. I don't want to make students download the app for them to be like, oh, there's nothing on here. So I think this is a great app for students to really show up to events more. I think sometimes it's hard to keep track of all the events. So having on campus. So I'm really excited for this app. Would love your help. My email is on the flyers, so if you want to reach out, please do so. Thank you so much.
I got one.
Hello, everybody. My name is Vincent. I'm a third-year undergraduate here, and I am the incoming director of the Berkeley Medical Reserve Corps, which is a group of EMTs here on campus, NACME and CE certified. We are a registered student organization, and we hope to gain support from the ASUC to further our missions and also to give us some political support for our health offerings. So our student organization, as I said, is composed of 145 students who are both state and nationally certified in EMT coverage. We provide 3 different branches: public health, education, medical event coverage, and disaster response. To go into our public health offerings, we provide workshops in Stop the Bleed, first aid, and certifying CPR. Just recently, we were able to construct a program of an affordable CPR card program for $45 per student, which is 50% of the Bay Area average if you are interested. We have taught high schools, organizations, and even staff, and hope that ASUC will increase our visibility for these programs and support our preventative medicine initiatives. We also provide, as I said, free medical event coverage at events such as the football games, Cal Day, Cal performances, and the club sports such as hockey. We operate under first aid scope and hope to upgrade to our EMT scope of practice. We believe that ASUC could be well positioned, as you all very much care about student safety, to promote our organization and provide support to get our medical coverage as EMTs. I hope you recognize that with 145 students, you all will give us some peace of mind. We also do disaster coverage, so disaster preparedness and disaster response. We are federally, state, and locally deployable. So if there is ever an emergency on campus, we will be there to provide.
Hi, first off, happy International Women's Month. My name is Bruna, I'm a student here at UC Berkeley, and I'm a junior. And I want to make a comment today because I made one about a caucus we found last week, but I wanted to update y'all that after speaking with some communities and gender equity staff, we decided to change the name to Women Pasture, inclusive to all those who experience womanhood in past, present, future, fluid, body, spirit, and identity, and Swiss adaptive and genetic, and non-binary caucus. And right now, we're working to recruit more organizations to join and to just help uplift these communities, unify them, and help give them the legislative power and more say in who their student government body will be. So if you know any orgs that are, leaders that, leaders of relevant orgs that, would probably be interested in joining, please let us know. And please let me know my Instagram is @GreenGray, and I can talk to my team about it, and we'd love to have you all join. And if you're also part of student government and you would like to be added to a resolution that I'm working with 3 of other ASUC senators, please let us know and we can add you, and I will be stating the ASUC senators formal support on this caucus. Thank you, everyone.
Alright, are there any other members of the public here for general public comment? Alright, seeing hearing none, we'll move on to response to general public comment. So senators will be allowed up to 2 minutes to respond to any general public comment, may not yield your time or speak to topics that were not raised in the public comment period. I'll now recognize senators, starting with Senator Bolshani. Is there a microphone?
I had a question and to remind your name, the Berkeley Medical Research Force. Vincent, how could we get in contact with you?
Sorry, technically we're not allowed to ask questions, but you guys can connect, but yeah. Or you leave your card if you want.
Okay, perfect.
Any other questions? Okay. We'll go ahead and move on to our next agenda item, which is executive officer reports, and we'll go ahead and start with President Abigail Bruno, and I believe she has a designee here today. Share slides, there's one. If you can send me, yeah, can you just send me the UPL? Sorry, I think we should, what, let's see, here's another sketch. And then just press space bar. Hello, I'm not Abby, I'm gonna be one of her heads of staff. I'm gonna be here to. Okay. Her main thing is after the slide, so I'll kind of like rush through this, but some of the events we have coming up is our HPSA and ACC social impact panel. So those for April 7th, 7:30 to 8:30. Carlos has been working really hard on this, and next is our professional development workshop. Our APO department, Samaya and Romeo, have been working very hard on this too. So I recommend that you circulate this within your offices and your communities. Yeah, so we'll be focusing on creating professional communications. And they're Tuesdays from 5 to 7 and from 5:40. I feel like all these are like kind of recurring things, but some of them shout out is energy for East Bay Community Law Center, plans for April. And our commuter resource guide has been completed. Our non-traditional transfer student department has been working really hard on this too. But basically it's just showing you how to file for cost of attendance adjustment if you're a commuter student, so you can get kind of like financial aid for that. And we have an info session planned for March 18th, so it's 8, so that's next week. And I believe SEO's financial aid people will be there too to help with that. So please relate that as well as this out. But the main thing that Abby wanted to emphasize was that the board of visitors is busy and to be presenting to them. So these people are main supporters of the campus, and we just want to prove to them that their support goes a long way, and we're doing a lot of impactful work with that. So if you all open your emails, I looked for an email from Abby. She emailed you guys asking for some of your accomplishments within your term so far. So she can highlight those in her presentation as well. So please do that by as soon as possible, hopefully right now. And yeah, as always, if you have anything that you want to know about in these meetings, please let us know and, reach out to her email, please know, putting that at ASUC.org, otherwise it happens. And some of the last things was, Liz, you guys were there. And she's also been helping search for the EJC Center apology, EJC's apology center, main director, so, they're looking to hire someone who's helping with that search. For big C, then you guys should hear back tomorrow, you guys are fine. ACC is looking into our budget priorities. And then, this Friday we'll be meeting with, Lucia and Rain about international student support. And yeah, we're pretty excited for the board of visitors meeting. Yeah, there's another meeting. But yeah, please respond to your email. I was thinking that I excited about. But yeah.
What's the email called? Cause I can't. Yeah, I can.
Okay, that's all. I will ask her about that. Thank you for flagging. Any other questions? Right, thanks. All right, now it's time for my update. I'm keeping it short today in the interest of time, also it's gonna be still about. Didn't do too extensive slides today because I was tied up this week with some other ACC matters, but I have some simple ones today. I'll share with you just initial updates. First thing, we are working on some waste reduction initiatives in the student union, which is really exciting, so I know if you're interested in any of that. Our first, like the new basic needs committee that we consolidated a couple weeks back just had its first meeting this week, and the appointments that go through on the consent calendar today. ASUC grading is ongoing and will be done April in like a week, for the exact date. And yeah, and a couple other things also that I'll let Sophie share about that. Yeah. All right, good evening, everyone. My name is Sophie. I'm a second year. I serve as the commercial activities director in Alicia's office. I just wanted to briefly advertise an event we're hosting tomorrow in collaboration with personnel, communications, and our lovely host Edmonds. We will be hosting the ASUC. Oh, sorry. The ASUC Trivia Night tomorrow from 5:30 to 7 p.m. at Edmonds Cafe. And this is not only a great opportunity for your office to foster some friendly competition with other offices and test your knowledge of the ASUC, but also a great way to support a great cause. All of the proceeds for this event will be donated to the Immigration Institute of the Bay Area, and they provide free legal services for our community. There is a QR code here to sign up via a Google form and nominate 5 members from your office to compete. There will be a $15 team buy-in, and all proceeds, as mentioned, will go to the IIBA. There will be drinks available for purchase and a trophy for the winner. So if you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. My email, I believe it's on the form, probably phone number. So please contact me if you have any questions, or reach out to Isha and she can direct you my way. But yeah, we're looking forward to seeing you guys all there, having some fun and supporting a great class. Thank you. Yes, so true. It's tomorrow night. Sign up, scan the QR code. I know a few of you guys already signed up already, so I'm very excited. I'm just gonna beat you. All right. And then also, this is just a little promote. Schlope isn't able to be here today. This is a new platform that the CTO office is working on that our office and the OP are working to kind of uplift. It's also a club recruitment platform, so I'm gonna connect with Heidi, you could public comment earlier about this, but very similar premise of an easier way for students to be able to access like club recruitment stuff. And I think OP sent an email to everyone earlier this week, but we're asking if everyone's offices can kind of fill out their information. So we can get like a test going of what it looks like, but it's a very cool interface. So Slow will probably share more information about it later as well, but I just wanted to share with it. I'll go back to the other side, keep the true in as well. But yeah, we also hosted a fundraiser last week for 1951, which was great, and we learned more about their work for the refugee community in the Bay Area. Highly recommend you all look and learn into that. It's really interesting stuff. And yeah, and then we have our fundraiser tomorrow as well. So hope to see you all there. And we've got a big agenda today, so just let me know. I'm sure we'll discuss, but let me know if you guys have any questions. So, oh, we had the chance meeting last week too. Sorry, it's the just finished update today, but okay, that's all I have. Are there any questions? All right, thank you guys so much. All right, and now we'll be moving on to our next report, which is Academic Affairs Vice President Jenny, and she has a designee here as well. Oh. Yeah.
All right, hello everyone, I'm Dylan.
I'm Jonathan.
Yeah, we're Jenny Chief staff, so on top of the I dropped deadline, we have some announcements for this meeting last. So. All right.
Okay, perfect. So this past week, we had a meeting with the course articulation unit, course articulation unit. Based on international course articulation, shout out for all of you, we really appreciate it. And also to we had a meeting with mental health mission, and more specifically the LMS executive dean, Jonathan Hanks. Please, if you guys have anything, if you are an LMS student, that we meet with regularly, and that's super important. Give us your, input as an LMS student, if you want, if you don't want, this is your job, doing advocacy, so we wanna help. But yeah.
Yeah, and so with those meetings with the central review evaluation unit, we found some things on. In actual course articulation and specifically transfer, so pulling and transfer, then we'll talk about that and then bring it back to you on some of that issue. But and then next meeting with the Vice Provost for International Education, we'll be bringing up a drop deadline to him as well, the email campaign. And then meeting tomorrow with Joshua and Miguel, and then Senator Beardsley, and then again meeting with SAO Brittany on Sunday to discuss the new updates and gaps and how we're gonna secure funds for that in the future. And then you want to talk about some of the events?
Yes, okay, so on this Friday is Pi Day. I don't know more than 3 questions for it, but yeah, come celebrate Pi Day with us. I know that if all the pizza places around here, they free pizza, but so are we. So amazing, no one will have fun. I don't know if you guys know about it, but that's so amazing. We'll be on the blade, so when you're like sunbathing or skipping class, I don't know. It's just, we'll get on the blade, so it'll be fun. But also too, May 1st, mark on your date, mark on your calendars, along with the Palooza, but we're having bunnies too. And you can adopt them, quote unquote, you can adopt the bunnies on site, so that'll be so much fun. But also too, I mean, I have to get excited there. But yeah, we built a partnership with the Engineering State Council, which is really amazing. If you guys know what the Engineering State Council is they're the representative for the engineering students here on campus, and they've been around for like 40 years. So we're super excited.
Any questions? All right, thank you all.
Alright, next up, we have our student advocate, Brittany Stevens. Brittany, I've been sitting on this whole time. Is it Stephen or Stephen?
Stephen.
Okay, great. I never actually asked, and I might have said one thing.
No, Stephen's already ready for me.
You guys say, sorry. Okay, yay! Hi everyone. Hope you guys are doing well. It's good to see everyone. And yeah, I don't have too many updates, honestly. I'm gonna be pretty quick, but
gonna do a like brief overview of the meetings I had over these past 2 weeks, since we didn't update last week. But SEL we went to UVA, Beavers Village held like a drag story hour, which was really fun, and some of the caseworkers in my office went and like provided resources, but also stayed for drag story hours, which was a fun event. So yeah, shout out UVA, love them. Also, the first Basic Needs Advisory Committee meeting was this past Monday, and 2 people from my office from the finance division are co-chairing, and that's gonna be on it's an agenda item for tonight. But it went well, and I'm super excited about doing the consolidation, working with Isha in her office. And then the rest of the meetings are really kind of a lot of internal meetings, internal chiefs and directors, as well as like my recurrent all staffs, and then, but also we're still working with EOP for the readmission equity grant, we're still in the committee review. Like process, have a few review sessions for students, and he's gonna get funding from the grant, it's been going really well, the partnership's really great. From people from EOP as well as FASO, being able to collaborate with them has been super important, and it's been really good. I'm still doing comparing copycats with people in my office, but again, love them, shout out to them. And then also last week we had the cancer senate meeting, which went well as well as the social hour that was the Monday before that. It was either the Monday or the Tuesday before that, that also went well. And then lastly, we had our SCSF policy meeting, getting the student parent support sign project up and going again for the semester, for meeting with some of our stakeholders, and that included like Vice Check Cancer Equity Inclusion FAG, as well as Tommy from the Student Parents Center. And then lastly, we also had restorative justice training from my office. So the RJC, although they're not operating in their current capacity, they still have a really close connection and relationship with our office. So I'm super happy that even in this transitionary period for them, where they're kind of like trying to transition out of their formal capacity, still it's time to kind of get training on restorative practices in our office and our casework, so we can better support our students in a restorative and not punitive way, especially when we're working on conduct and casework now. But yeah. Next, it's just services as always, please reach out to me if you have any concerns, questions about anything related to academic content training or grievance, and then here's all my contact information as well as the yeah, that's all for me. Thank you. Thank you, Jen. Are there any questions? Okay, beautiful, thank you.
Thanks. All right, next up, we'll move on to External Affairs Vice President Calvin Yang. Is there somebody here to present for that office? Okay, then in that case, we'll move on to appointed officers report. So our first report of the day is Chief Financial Officer Jonathan Nye.
Where's the money?
It's right there. Oh, over in that. Also, a reminder for everyone who has slides, please go to admin office, then admin assistants, they can add them to the agenda, public record.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh,
Looking under the or something.
Hey guys, so I will just be talking through as mostly those presentation. I'll talk a little bit more about the budget later on, but yeah, weekdays, hope you guys are getting through the intensity okay. I'm just very sleepy. Congratulations, I know it's low key like kind of a pain, but we kind of made it as unpainful as possible. Yeah, congratulations for getting through that. Taking steps towards your funding. At least. So as a fact sheets, there were 563 applicants roughly. Not including invalid applicants for school reconciling. 431 applicants requested for an increase in funding, so roughly 80% of all people who applied wanted more money. Demand before adjusting for invalid applications was around 29 mil. demand after adjusting for inbound applications around 2.8 mil. For context, last year's ASUC total demand was 2.6 mil, so we're seeing around a 260K increase in demand for funding. This is a little bit unprecedented, but it's okay. The main conclusion is that not everyone is gonna have their funding requests met, right? The general budget is probably gonna be around 1.6 to 1.7 million for FY 27. That is more than $1 million less than the total amount requested. Plus the fact, there's a plus 200K gain in total demand. So, yeah, just be ready for that. Maybe we can break that conversation. That's ASUC at a glance. In terms of grading, our office is going through grading this week. We should have some of the initial grades finalized, and the initial allocations should release on March 19th. Very important. After initial allocations release, the appeals release shortly after that. Appeals will close April 1st. The way appeals work is you fill out a form. OCFO will review your application as well as your organization more sort of like intensively to assess your need and your impact, and then maybe depending on our capacity, either compile a report or compile like just an initial assessment, and then that will be provided, and I will be providing those assessments to FICOM. FICOM will then review the appeal applications. Very important though is that appealing does not guarantee that you will get a better allocation, right? It's the same thing. Has anyone ever requested a regrade on an exam? No? Yeah. Oh, okay, yeah, so, well, okay, so this is kind of like that, right? Like, you can request a regrade and like, we'll look a bit more intensively into it. But if for whatever reason, we find something we didn't find before that was maybe a little bit troubling, or maybe something comes in the that we didn't find the first time. Well, then the outcome of the appeal audits and the appeal process may not be to your favor, and may not be exactly what you're looking for. But that's just a disclaimer. That being said, if you feel that you do want to go for appeal, just go for it. It'll probably be fine. But yeah, hopefully like the big message here is just there's a lot of funding demand and there's very little supply. So the final allocation you get, whether it's through initial or appeal, is we try our best to look at what need and what impact and what records are out there in terms of like how you're spending your money and the impact you're trying to have, the need you have. But your final allocation is going to be reflective of the availability of resources in the ASUC and not of perhaps the impact and the aspiration and the potential that your organizations or offices have. That can be quantified as well. But yeah, so that's the budget. Questions? Okay, cool. Well, I wasn't feedback, but yeah, thank you.
And, we had a absolute great party this weekend. It was cake in the Senate chambers, not to make anyone jealous. Some really good Sunday. Crazy Sunday. Okay, next up we have Shelby. Sorry, next up we have Chief Personnel Officer Shelby Coleman.
Hey guys. Hope you're all doing okay in midterms. Okay. It's a bit busy. Okay, first, with some recruitment updates. Just a reminder, also that we see these Mondays from 5 to 6 and Ashboro 4 for them to stop by. Did confirm campaign liaisons. Congrats, Andrew. Some updates on commission, 6 answers for 7 out of the 9 commissioners reported through XCOM this week. And then also we have a new commission, the Undocumented Student Affairs Commission. Yeah. Yeah, they're not gonna give a report today, they'll be at the second report for commissions.
But I did hear the emails there, so if you guys want to connect with them or get to work with them, they are excited and ready for that. The student union board member application is open. It is open till 3/20, just the Friday before spring break, and there's also 2 terms available, a 1-year term for next year and a 2-year term. So basically, all of you must be senior are eligible. And then you guys probably saw the decal, but just put it on your radar to log it out this early, so Extension Summit is gonna be Tuesday, the 21st of April. This is all incoming and outgoing execs, appointed senators, GSR, commission chairs, it is mandatory, but you guys will get an email with actual instructions later, but just wanted to get it out there, you guys can block it out early. Okay, so miscellaneous update, EDP already touched on this, but trivia night, please join us, it'll be so much fun. Impact tracker, fill it out, just continuously, and then spring mid-year report. So this is identical to like a fall mid-year report. So it's in the courses, it's due Friday, April 27th, or sorry, March 27th. So this is a Friday spring break, so you have like 2.5 weeks to do this. It's the same concept as the fall mid-year report. It should include a recap of your major accomplishments thus far and an overview of your plans for the remainder of your term. And your report can be in bullet point or paragraph form. It's already on the courses with a template and then a previous report that can be used as an example. Okay. So yeah, just like your fall years. Okay, just some elections reminders, the nonpartisan officials, so chief appointed officials, JCEC, and then also the offices, so maybe it was in the office of a chief appointed official. Please, no involvement in elections. This includes public support, follows comments on social media, attending launch parties, working on campaigns, or supporting parties. You and your offices are here to support the work and functions of the association, and by showing support to a certain party or candidate, your ability to provide equitable and unbiased support to all members of the association equally becomes compromised. So please keep this in mind, especially like elections council, incredibly important. If you are in doubt, if you're ever doubt, like, can I do this? This is crossing the line, just ask me. But kind of good rule of thumb is if you think this might reflect poorly, it probably will. So just please keep that in mind. Okay, and then just a note for candidates, since I know there's a lot of you in this room, so please keep in mind, you're a human first and candidate second. Elections can be a very stressful and hectic time, so please keep this in mind for yourself. Make sure you are prioritizing your own mental health and safety and that you are not overworking yourselves. While the work we do here is exceptionally important and the positions many of you will be running for are important capacities for our student body, they are not the end all be all, it is not the end of the world. Please take care of yourselves and those around you throughout the campaign period. No position is worth compromising your own emotional or physical well-being. But second, please keep this in mind for those around you. Keep this in mind for your opponents and those you may disagree with. They are also not just candidates or political figures, but humans first. In 99% of cases, they are not solely running to spite you. They likely care about the ASUC and representing your student body just as much as you or your chosen candidate do. They just may have a different idea or opinion on how we can best accomplish that. So please keep that in mind. Another reminder, you are elected to serve this position first. You should not be compromising the job you are doing here in your current roles, whether that be a senator, executive, what have you. Please do not compromise that. That is like your campaigns and all of that is second place. So your priority is what you're elected to do, and you need to serve that to the fullest ability you can. So I understand for many of you, things are important to your communities, like ensuring the longevity of a successor and things like that. Those are all important and valid, but the work you are doing this year is important. So please just don't let your capacities diminish. So yeah, just some things to please keep in mind, but again, please just take care of yourselves. Okay, that's all. Thanks, guys. Thank you. As a reminder, you guys have to be obligated to any questions? Questions? Okay. Okay,
And the man of the hour, next up we have CLO Daniel Dolan. You sent them to me, right? Yes. I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna ask questions on here.
Okay, it's like.
Yeah, I know.
Don't worry, sorry about it. But. All right, so usually I would be here to talk about some kind of regular legal thing. As always, legal things apply. If you have a resolution, come talk to me. I've talked to quite a few people and I have some meetings scheduled later this week and next week to talk about bills. Today, though, I'm here to talk about election bylaws because I have had to look at these giant documents for the past 3 years, and I figured it'd be worth going over some of the specifics of this. Ryan will touch on the more general election details later in his presentation, but I just kind of want to go over the basics of them, right? So, let's see, can I, yeah, wait, let me go to these corners sometimes. Yeah, there we go, cool.
Oh.
Okay, so, I kind of split up into just how I think of them, what's the biggest purpose of this, and how it can help many of you in this room. What's the most common things you see, and then if you want to ask a few questions at the end, feel free to. I could probably, and Niall Bell, our election prosecutor, just walked in. So he'll be the one handling those throughout the rest of the term, but I'm here to just give a brief informational study about it. So firstly, why do we have these kinds of tools? Also pull this up, because I forgot I have like the slide, so you'll see it's gonna be a lot of butt clicking. The main goal of the rules is kind of equity, having everyone stand on equal playing field and not giving anyone a specific advantage, disadvantage for their role, any kind of character they have, and the like. When I look at the rules, and there's quite a lot of them, we'll go over that in a second. It's easy to think of it as 3 key rationale. Firstly, don't break any laws. I'm hoping you can all stay on top of that one. Don't use your ASUC resources for elections, that shall be touched on, and we'll go more into in a later slide. I'll talk about the asterisk. Everyone always asks questions about the asterisk, we'll get to that. And don't campaign to anyone who cannot say no. That's another big principle of the rules, and we'll step into that a lot. So firstly, it's a class A violation to break laws. Don't break laws. Things like physical abuse, harassment, breaking into place, destruction of property, all these crimes, if you're committed in any of them, which I hope none of you do in the course of committing an ASUC campaign, all those are class A violations. And just real quick. For those of you unfamiliar, the way elections rules work is censures. If you get 5 censures, you're disqualified. A class A violation gives you a maximum of 5 censures. A class B gives you a maximum of 3, and a class C gives you a maximum of 2. Any kind of breaking of crime, you find in bylaw 4203 section 2.2 is going to be a class A violation, which will automatically disqualify you if you're found guilty. This is simple 3. Again, I'm just going over it so that it's never said that this was not gone over. Don't break crimes. Or don't do crimes, don't break laws, that kind of thing. The bigger ones that kind of have to be involved a lot more are don't use ASUC resources. So I also put this all out, I'll send the presentation out after, send it to your communities, I know you know, and also just we will have some kind of training in the future for your legal teams. But the big thing is we don't want to give anyone in the ASUC an advantage over someone who's not in the ASUC or who's an independent candidate. If you have a resource that someone else might not, it's the whole idea of equity, right? So don't campaign at all with ASUC resources. That is another class A violation, section 2.6. There is one exception, and that actually involves several things we have on the agenda tonight, which is if the Senate passes a proposition or the Senate authorizes some kind of resolution, any ASUC official can campaign in support of that proposition specifically, but not any candidate, any party, any caucus, and the like. It is only propositions. Also, don't use ASUC facilities campaigning. There's the whole rule, don't talk about elections in Eshelman. That is why we have that. It's not giving advantage to anyone who can, have one of our offices or have one of the conference rooms. There's an exception for publicly observable spaces. We can get into that if you really have a question about it. But the main thing is don't use your Senate accounts, don't use your Senate emails, do not use your Senate access to special stuff to campaign, and don't use access to Eshelman or special ASUC facilities to campaign. Endorsements are a special case. Again, we'll get into the asterisks later. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me. But just the core thing I want to take away is the title, which is do not use your ASUC resources to get an advantage over somebody else. And the other big thing is campaigning, right? It's a big thing. It takes over a lot of the spring, specifically the month of April. But the whole idea is don't campaign if someone cannot say no. So only campaign someone who is able to walk away. If you're tabling on Sproul or you're posting social media, you can always scroll past that or walk past the table, right? Even if it's Sproul and it's hard to walk past all the different tables. But you cannot campaign in a classroom or lecture hall or office towers or somewhere that somebody cannot get away from because they are mandated to attend that. And furthermore, you cannot do spam or repeatedly post things and send them to certain people, making them unable to avoid the campaign. Oh yeah, we're gonna need like 5 minutes.
A motion to extend time.
motion by Senator Bill 23 seconds, second by Senator Raymond, any objections? Next time, please, Senator Kyle.
Okay, we're gonna try our last this 5 minutes, it should be reasonable out of this, but you get the idea. Doesn't matter, do not campaign to someone and keep spamming them or keep walking in front of them or keep going to them if they cannot say no. There's other provisions in the rules that are like, do not take someone's phone out of their hands when they're voting and vote for them. Or do not pressure someone to vote like physically, or there's location based ones too, we'll get into that later. But you get the whole idea, don't campaign to someone if they cannot say no, consent matters, just campaign the normal way, right? But there's one question that is asked every single year. The asterisk, you've all seen it in the post, you've all seen it everywhere, titles for ID purposes only. When do you need to use that and when do you not? The whole thing is it's basically just. When do you hold position versus when you're running for it, right? So. You only need a position you already have that is subject to some other claim. You know, most commonly, if you are saying that you are an ASUC senator or ASUC staffer. Any position that you currently hold. That is already held and you're using it to run for something else, right? So. If you're just somebody. Running for AC senator or AC PVP or AC SAO. Oh, okay. You don't need an asterisk, right? That is an aspirational thing. You're not holding it, you're not claiming that title, you are saying you're running for it. No asterisk is needed. But if you are an ACC senator or ACC chief of staff or ACC commission chair running for something, that needs an asterisk. If it's both, if you're a senator running for senator or something running for something, asterisk. Just to cover both cases, but again, it's to cover anything that you are currently claiming. And I use the Senate examples here, but it's for any kind of title, because the endorsement rules are pretty finicky. Check out 4203 section 5, we'll send this out later. Anything you're currently holding that you're not supposed to, say we have restrictions on clubs endorsing people. You can say that you are identifying that to identify yourself, but you're not on behalf of the club, asterisk. It's just basically to get around the rules and make it clear that any club HC sports is not using money from the ACC to campaign for candidates who then make the allocations for the funding the following year. It's for conflict of interest, you know? So yeah, no unproduced ACC resources. You're not being endorsed by the ACC, you're candidates, you're running. That's kind of the vibe. Also, just real quick, we've done a few new rules. Ryan kind of went over this in the info sessions, but new rules this year, right? Soft hard campaigning. So we've talked about this quite a bit. Basically, the whole idea is soft campaigning is the opening of any campaigning in general. That was when the filing period opened on March 2nd, which was last Monday at 12:01 AM. If you campaign before that, that is qualifiable. If you campaign after that, it's, you know. Versus we have hard campaigning, which is basically more of just us pleading, do not table for 2.5 weeks. You will want to not have a fun time. So, you know, we pushed back the elections a week this year because of religious accommodations. So usually it's you get back spring break and then you table for 8 days. Each and every person in this room knows about that, right? This year, because there's 2.5 weeks between the end of voting and spring break, we are limiting this hard campaigning where you're allowed to do that kind of, you know, very on the ground in-person campaigning to another 8-day period starting April 6th of this year. That's gonna be a class B violation, you break it. It's a major violation, not a class A, but just don't do it for mental health, don't fail your classes for a Senate campaign, you know, that kind of thing. And also coalitions, I've had a few questions about this. So part of last year's big omnibus elections bill that me, Riley, and Kylan did, how much time do I have?
2.5 minutes.
Okay, I can get to this. Is basically, yes, you have the traditional way of parties of organizing on that grounds, but you can also not be a party and still organize. Those rules are in 4202 section 9 as a coalition. There are certain restrictions where if you are too much like a party in all but name, you will be made to classify as a party anyway. But if you stay afoul of that line, then you are fine to continue being a coalition, not a party. Also, as of 1942, there are no more party budget allocations. This was a change that was started last year, but formalized this year because we left a hole in the bylaws. Basically, just if you're doing a shared expenditure, that is now going to be shared equally between all candidates. Refer to the election auditor, Diego Rios, for any further questions on that matter. Because I know a lot of bylaws, but that is the true source for the campaign finance stuff. But yeah, I just figured I would give a brief kind of explanation of that. We'll send out these slides, we'll do for future trainings. There are so many more pages of this, and I've spent too much of my life looking at these documents. But other than that, if you have any questions, I'm more glad to answer them right now.
Any questions?
Other than that, thank y'all.
All right, next up.
We have got. The Chief Communications Officer, Giselle.
Yeah.
You have, your third. What? Ask me a question.
What did you say? I'm sorry.
As if you have any next slides.
How to do it.
Hello, everybody. Hope you guys have had a great day. Energies are low, but St. Patty's Day is coming for those who celebrate. I had this past week on Tuesday with a green week, guys. No, I'm kidding. Just kidding. Yeah, before I get started with my updates, just wanted to reiterate and second what everybody's been saying. There's been a lot of videos on my social media, which is amazing, but would like to preface that you guys have a position right now and everything that our lovely Jenny has been saying should matter to you guys, and you guys should be campaigning because you guys should, those things are so important to as a community, it impacts everybody, and you guys should be paying attention. So just wanted to say that because she puts a lot of effort into what she does. So you guys should do too. Now, for my lovely update. Okay, ASUC March newsletter got sent out. Thank you guys to all of you guys who responded. The April March newsletter is coming in the next 2 weeks, so when we reach out to you guys via newsletter, via Google Form, please fill that out. For your guys' upcoming events, resources that you guys want to share out to the student body. We had I sent an ACC advisory committee board email where you are gonna start setting up an advisory committee board for the alumni association. So we're super excited to do that. We're hoping to shoot for our first meeting in early April.
Open.
We got the voter guide out to Ryan.
Instead of operating, it's open.
Yeah, lovely. Got a couple things out on social media, seconding, what shall we, and each office said about the ACC and Edmonds collab. We hope to see you guys there. My office definitely will not be winning, but I'll be there for the whole group. I'll be there for the whole group. But yeah, oh my god, I checked out to my office, low-key, we haven't been into the TikTok, but they posted about 10K views, so shout out to them, love them. Entertainment panel meeting had that yesterday. Yes, had that yesterday. This is happening in April. It's a collab between us, my office, OBSA, and BCEC. Very, very exciting. We're shooting to get like 10 to 15 panelists apparently, so I'm really excited to see how that's gonna turn out. Upcoming, like I said, it should be night tomorrow at 5:30. Sorry, ignore that. Not 5:30. See you there. Women's History Month is coming soon. I think my internal reach out to you guys to fill it out if you can. My office had a photo shoot this Saturday. It was really fun and exciting. And then we are prepping for the execs candidates debates night. So I think we want to take advantage of our social media and like really help gauge and attract more students to be interested in like voting. So we want to create like a post debrief interview debate type of situation, and hopefully that goes well. But yes, there's my contact info if you guys don't have any questions. Thank you. Have a great rest of your night.
All right, and then, is there anyone from the CTO office here to give the report? All right, in that case, we'll go ahead and move on to our next report, which is our admin office general manager jobs. Some quick reminders slash announcements. Today's last day to apply to the admin office. Will be closing tomorrow morning. Our applications for next year's positions. MLK and Eshman will be closed or will only be open 8 AM to 5 PM during spring break. You might have already gotten confirmations on cancellations
for anyone's recurring meetings during spring break, that's because of that. If you want to reschedule, please reach out to us, and both MLK National will be closed Friday and Sunday, March 27th through the 29th, in recognition of Cedar Charles. Graduation stoles have been ordered, so Beyond and have been sent to embroider, so be on the lookout for any updates on picking up those stoles. Right now, there's a working group for the website management, alongside Tommy, our web manager, Isha, Schrock, and Giselle. Now Tommy will be reporting to the admin oversight committee, which will be meeting next week, which is perfect, segue into my next point about best practices and resolution writing. Always please consult the stakeholders first. Introducing a resolution, that affects people without speaking to them reflects corporate leadership, and we want to continue that collaborative and unified relationship with the association. So that's it. Does anyone have any questions?
Thank you. All right, we'll go ahead and move on to our next report, which is the open computing facility. And here.
They're going to be heading, so like here.
Oh, they're coming. Okay,
Yeah,
we'll circle back to them, then we'll skip that agenda item and we'll move on to commission chair reports, starting with Cultural and Diversity Affairs Commission, Allison Chan. Oh. Wait, oh, I'm so sorry, wait, I'm sorry, that was really my bad. Sorry, I skipped one of the agenda items. First, before that, we have elections chair, Ryan Javier for his report. Yeah, oh, yes, slides right. Mike.
Awesome. Hello, everyone. How we doing? Here's my report. What we've been up to, like Shelby said, we filled out every position on the elections council, including assistants. Really happy about that because that hasn't happened in a couple of years. Next, for monitoring all forms, as you know, filing period opened last Monday and it's closing this Friday. We're just monitoring the forms, looking at everyone's submissions, and finally we're working with the DA Cal to coordinate coverage for their just overall election stuff and specifically their debates. Yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. Also, okay, filing period specific stuff. Like I said, it closes Friday, March 13th at 5 p.m. with no exceptions. Guys, I took a break from Instagram because I was doing midterms this week. And Tuesday, 3:30, I got on my class, I opened Instagram, and I'm seeing a lot of people post these awesome videos, but I'm actually not seeing any forms in counting. And we've got a lot here. So here's how you do it. Here's counting. Right over there, you see that left hand corner? That's forms. Boom, you click it. Oh, candidate filing form right here. Big blue line, it says start. Just a couple pages, guys, please. But future events, mandatory elections meeting. I know Dan will talk a lot about rules. If you want to sit in and for 2 hours and talk about rules with me, right here, yeah. And then the point of no return meeting, we're just going to approve the ballot for elections council. It's going to be on Friday at 10 a.m. And that's pretty much it. Thank you.
Any questions? Okay, great. All right, now we'll go ahead and move on to Cultural and Diversity Affairs Commission. I'm just gonna give it to Allison. Yeah, and just email your slides if you have slides to Senate admin assistant at ASUC.org.
Okay, hi everyone, hopefully everyone's doing well, hopefully everyone's surviving midterms.
It should be pretty short, just going over what we've been accomplished in the past month, so we've mainly been engaged with project planning. And we also finished our succession process, so we nominated our chair for next year. And we also finished ASUC. I don't know if that counts as an accomplishment, but I think it does. So going into our upcoming events, so we finalized the details on our Mahjong night. So we're collaborating with QR. So that'll be happening this Sunday, March 15th from 5 to 7 p.m. in Hurstfield Annex in the QR space. We're gonna be having dumplings and other catered items. That should be really fun. We'll also be providing like the Mahjong sets, and it is beginner friendly, so if you don't know how to play, it's totally okay. One of our members will be kind of running a workshop. Something like RCP, we have that link right there. There is like limited space, so if you're really like hankering to learn Mahjong, I would fill it out really soon. And then also coming up is the DEI Healthcare Networking event, along with Calgary Dental. So we finalized like the date and time for that, so that'll be happening Wednesday, April 1st, from 6 to 8 p.m. in the Tilden Room. Again, RSVP is up there. If you're in like a pre-health or pre-med organization of some kind, and like the signing representatives there. So even if like your specific office isn't interested in participating, if you like happen to know anyone that's in like a pre-health organization who would be interested in that, please have them fill out that tiny URL. It'll bring you to like the RSVP form. Yeah, there'll be like grad students and professionals there that will speak about their experiences, and it'll just be a really great way to connect and talk about the importance of diversity in healthcare. Also coming up, we don't necessarily have a set date for this. But one of our members is planning on interviewing Professor Lorenzo Loans on intersectionality in academia. So that'll be coming up sometime soon. And then just general plans for April. We're planning for a game night centering on different Chinese board games. That should be fun. And then also collaborating with SEC for CSH Wellness Month. But yeah, again, like always feel free to reach out if you have a collaboration idea. If you'd like our help on any of your events that your guys' offices are planning. My email or the CDAC email is cdac@acuc.org. Any questions?
And then now, we're gonna go back around to the open computing facility, so if you guys want to. Sorry.
Yes, actually, should I just? Hello, we are from the Open Computing Facility. I'm Joe and Sprotherin. We're the general managers of the OCF. We're going to go over kind of bit about what the OCF does and why ASUC support for us really means a lot, both for us and for the campus. So one big thing we do is host websites. So we host websites for more than 1,500 RSOs, more than 1,000 .WP websites run on the OCF. Including we host websites for ESUC, the email for ESUC, also famous websites like berkeleycounty.org and sometimes we go to decal.berkeley.edu. And we also cooperate closely with ASUC Octo, so we help them set up Moffitt status and some other AS Octo projects. Another one, sure you guys heard about this, we run Computer Lab in NLK. So around 150 daily users use our Computer Labs every semester. We create almost 200,000 pages for the campus for free. It's a great resource for all students of Berkeley. And we recently introduced color printing too. So students can now print in color in the OCF. And it's about 50 hours a week. Computing. So we have around 250 researchers and faculty registered on our GPU server in the Warren Data Center that we also manage. So people do research, people train AI, there's machine learning models on those, and we offer those for free to the campus. And also we our software mirror, which is like a kind of public benefits computer spin, that serves millions of gigabytes of data every single year to Bay Area users. And we are really well recognized in the open source circle. Finally, teaching. we learn a lot of things about computers when we do open computing facility. So we teach anyhow, we get 80 enrollments every year. We give tech talks that's open to everyone on campus, from industry leaders and LCF alumni. And we have monthly meetups for other open source for engagement with other open source community in the Bay Area. And the best part about LCF is it's all volunteer run, so none of the leadership, all the leadership and every single volunteer staff is completely not paid. And we spend a lot of time on it, and this is why the ASUC support is extremely valuable, both for us as a staff member, for the open computing facility, and for services we provide to campus. So, thank you so much.
Any questions? Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, next up, Housing Commission will actually be presenting next week at a last minute change, so we'll go ahead and move on to Sustainability Commission.
Okay. So updates, sorry, I lost my voice over the weekend, so apologies for that, but some updates with our ethical eats. We've been working on a weekly Instagram highlight post for our local restaurants. And we're also working on like deepening our collaborations with like downtown Berkeley eateries. But essentially this project is restaurant sustainability ranking system, so you can scan this QR code to learn more. We don't have any new updates for environmental justice and education, just continuing on working on our curriculum and collaborating asynchronously with elementary schools in the area. And then same with green event certification. This is a rolling application, so we've been just working through those applications, but this project provides RSOs with money for following sustainability practices. So if you're looking to host an event and you want a more sustainable alternative, but it might be more expensive, we here subsidize those costs if you follow our criteria. So this is our QR code for that application, as well as we made like a template to send out to RSOs who might be interested. So it's really easy if you want to scan that and then send it out if you know someone who might be interested. Sunstock, we've been really getting the ball rolling. It's on April 19th, our free solar powered music festival held on West Crescent Lawn. Our stage and PA system has been rented, and we're finalizing the poster to kind of continue on with our advertisement. Our lead for the project, Sophia, her email is linked right over there if you have any questions, but we are looking for people to table at our event. This is open to everyone, but specifically if you are interested in environmental justice, we really want to highlight that as our main focus. So if you're interested in that QR code is right up there. And yeah, that's all I have. Thank you guys so much. Let me know if there's any questions.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, next up we have the Mental Health Commission.
Hi everyone, my name is Emily and I'm the co-chair of the Mental Health Commission. And just some of our updates, we onboarded 12 new spring energy associates, which was really amazing. We got a lot of applications for the spring semester, which was really cool. And we've been hosting our bi-weekly commission-wide meetings. You're all always welcome to come. They're on Tuesdays from 5 to 6:30 p.m. in Bayview usually. So if you're interested in either just sitting in on any of our meetings or talking to any of our departments, you are more than welcome to come. We recently had meetings with the team at AAPP, so with Dylan, and we also had meetings with Senator Mendez's team. We're planning really exciting collaborations ahead, one of them being a mental health lobbying thing. We're really excited about that. Our external department is really excited about that. And we've been doing a lot of planning for our mental health week. Speaking of that, our mental health week this semester is gonna be April 27th to May 1st. We usually try to host it before our week. And we just really ask that if any of your orgs or offices have any interest in mental health or collaborating with us, we basically host a bunch of events like the entire week of mental health week, and then we end with like a big carnival at the end of the week. So if any of your orgs, your offices are interested, please reach out to us, let us know. If any of you also have time tomorrow at 5 p.m., we are having our mental health stakeholder summit tomorrow. So this is gonna be like the best time for all of us to touch base on mental health week, get our collaborations for the rest of the semester. Also, like, you don't need to have like a concrete plan or exactly know what you want to do or collaborate with us on for mental health week. If you have any interest at all, please feel free to come to our stakeholder summit tomorrow. It'll be in Esh 414 from 5 to 6 p.m. tomorrow. I think it will be a great opportunity for all of you. So yeah, we're also gonna have cookies, so if you want to come. Also, we have an event this Friday. We're gonna be doing bouquet making and letter writing from 12 to 2 p.m. on the Glade. So if you or your friends want to make bouquets and write letters to people that you love, please come. It'll be a fun, cute little event. And so, just overall going over our upcoming events and collabs, we're having our stakeholder summit tomorrow from 5 to 6 p.m. Our bouquet making and letter writing event is on Friday. We're planning a basic needs supply giveaway and accessibility resources. We're trying to give away some like fun things like skincare, things like that. So if you have any like suggestions or things that you think that you might want in a giveaway, please feel free to email ASUC, mhc@asuc.org. And also we're planning a speaker event with Miss Taima Horizada. She is a Syrian activist and war refugee. I don't know if any of you guys have heard of her, but we're planning a really cool mental health speaker event with her in April, so keep an eye out for that. We're planning for Mental Health Week, and also we're still working on our Greek workshop. If you guys know any workshops that you think that your offices or orgs would be interested in, please let us know. It has to be posted. Destigmatizing mental health in the Black community, undocumented student support, caregiver mental health panels, and more. Please reach out to us with any workshop requests. We're more than happy to collaborate. And yeah, thank you so much. Contact our email if you're interested, especially regarding mental health. Yeah, thank you.
Next up, we're going to have the Sexual Violence Commission. Somebody from SBC here. Oh, yes. Okay.
Hi everyone, welcome for the South Carolina Commission. I'm Elena. Oh, I'm Sally. Hi. And we're giving you our updates for the last month. Oh yeah, we've had two really great tech safety focused events because the AI deep fake space that's opening up is particularly concerning for SBSH issues. And we also had a couple of other events within the last month that kind of covered tech space as well, including Project Safe Web, which is a collaboration with US. And we also wanted to take a moment to kind of cover the OPHD report released that documented a 45% increase in sexual harassment reports from the fiscal year 2024 fiscal year 2025. Even in light of many circumstances that have led to the increase in reporting, aside from the increases in SBSH incidents, this is a really sobering statistic. And witnessing funding for resources getting cut, such as like sharp cuts to the budget for plastic care and the closure of 24/7 crisis line. It is really clear that there are fewer resources and avenues available for survivors to pursue.
Yeah, so, this is a horrifying number, period, and a sentence. But we're using this as just, motivation to keep our efforts going and to actually, we're trying to launch new things for both survivor support and then prevention and education. So with that, we wanted to turn to some happier news, which is we launched our SBC's Survivor Storytelling Project. It's a Padlet where survivors can kind of share their stories anonymously. Everything will be monitored, so there won't be any harmful language on there, but just a great resource.
Yeah, and just to add a little bit to the Survivor Storytelling Project, which was launched late February, we also have resources there available for survivors. We hope this is just one more avenue that's available for survivors, especially in light of the cuts in resources and budget. But moving on to upcoming programs, our education outreach department have launched Pause for Progress, which is in collaboration with Pause for Mental Health. So please come find us on Memorial Blade, this Friday, 13th. We'll be up there. You can pet the dog or two, potentially. And we'll also be distributing SBSA resources and community support about crisis care lines.
Also, with the theme of the Blade, we have policy exploration. If you hate the name, I do too. Like my associates. But there's gonna be like a bit of a scavenger hunt for these eggs with chocolate and also information about policy. So, you know, you learn a little bit. It's kind of like those candies you get as a kid that have like a riddle. It's like challenges your mind, gives you some policy stuff, and then also.
And to highlight one of our really big events of the year, Take Back the Night. The Sexual Violence Commission is really honored to be collaborating with the Gender Equity Resource Center and also the Queer Alliance Resource Center again, in hopes of launching for what is the third year in a row, Take Back the Night. If you don't know, Take Back the Night is a global call to end sexual violence worldwide and also end the stigmatization for survivors and speaking about their experiences and call for an end to SVSH. This event will be on April 9th at the Neely. More details to come, but we're really excited again to just be able to provide survivors with the space to really share their experiences and stories, performances, and really connect with so many community resources.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but that's also an opportunity for if any of your offices want to table. You can table at that event if you have particularly if you have a platform that's open. Then you've heard me talk about this. At the end of the day, we've got a lot of you guys signed up. I'm so excited. Basically, our 3 asks right behind Lena are personnel, patches, and posts. We want your people. We want patches, and we want you guys to post this. And we want to make this a really big event, a really easy way, low barrier way for everyone to get involved with SVSH prevention advocacy. So excited for this one. It's just a great way to use our blade for prevention and advocacy work. So pretty cool. Thank you so much for your time. Contact us. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
That was a perfect 5 minutes, like when she said thank you. Really nice. Okay. Next up we have the health advocacy. Do we have a member of the health advocacy? Oh, yes, sorry. There we go. Okay, hi everyone, I'm one of the co-chairs for the Health Advocacy Commission, also known as ASUC. So just a couple updates for the semester. A majority of our our committees are focusing more on tabling efforts, so we have our wellness fair, which is working on handing out candy to boost morale during midterm season, and we have a couple of other tabling that are planning for that committee. And our PLS and our CAN committees also working on collaboration with EMFC, which I presented earlier, along with Senator Goldstein, we're trying to figure out how to exactly do that. And then our other committee is the Fentanyl Review Testing Generation Project Initiative, which is also focusing on handing out health resources to students on campus for tabling again. And our one major event that I wanted to talk to you guys about was our pre-health gala, which is planned for early April this year. We have our location scheduled, and we're just looking for speakers, organizations to work with who would like to, talk to real students on campus. Would be a great opportunity. Other than that, our email is up here if you guys would like to work with us. Yeah, thank you. Are there any questions? Okay. All right, and the next up we have the Menstrual Equity Commission. Oh, sorry, wait, no, we have the disabled. Oh, guys, I'm really tired today. Okay, next we have the disabled for that one. And then you're on Zoom, so. All right. Wait 1 second before you start talking, let's do that. All right, you can start talking.
So, some of the big, traditional project is I wish they were being working with municipality, this will be working with them this year, and to see how to do things to best support for DCC. So one of the things we've been passionate with, we worked on a packet with an application for funds, this grant for funds for DCC to use for some access services for events and initiatives that are not really covered by the campus resources. And we plan on having future meetings with next couple of days to see how more we can support them. Another project is that DSC has been working on this year a developing guide with text for our shows on how to type a card captions and performance. And that is a document which they will post on our training. And right now DSC was and the one project was this year's DSC meeting with the back, which is the Disability Access and Compliance Department, we try the accessibility on campus, and the ASUC units, and including ASUC Office of Invention, ASUC Office of Data and DSC. And we discussed anything where to discuss that we provide support to that with access with their various accessibility projects, feedback given from quality. And one update was DSC evaluating the feedback for a tax plan signing project. So we received an update that they will be tax plan signing like this. Their values have to be installed in the next few months. And new accessibility project they are discussing is that there's a new hand payment project whether we have given confidence or campus members with visual disabilities navigate these networks around campus. And these package are first planned in the Lower Valley Plaza. This project is in draft right now. And if you have any feedback on these plans or feedback on which package students are taking its use, feel free to email DSC@ASUC.org. Looking to feedback or we plan to release Google Forms which will be feedback in the future. If you have any feedback, we can put it in the world. And we plan to work with them on this project and their accessibility projects. Please contact us at DSC@ASUC.org for collaborations and then questions. Thank you for allowing me to speak.
Any questions for Civil Students Commission? Okay. Right, and then we'll move on to our final commission report, which is menstrual equity.
Everyone, okay, so some updates for Meg, on Valentine's Day, or the day before, we passed out free menstrual products on Sprawl, which is really fun. We've been posting lots of infographics on our Instagram just about the menstrual cycle, with facts and resources. And then last week we met with the campus operations support manager, because we've had a lot of concerns about the dispensers on campus. They're either empty or broken, malfunctioning, whatever, people aren't able to access free menstrual products. And so they were explaining to us that this has been a problem with the dispensers, and there's like a sensor that's like breaking in a lot of them. So they're in the process of reinstalling new ones, which is great news. They're gonna be like just gravity, like work, just gravity, you press it, it falls. So that'll hopefully fix any like future issues. And then upcoming, we're collabing with B-Side, which is a club, like a music magazine club, and they do really fun band fundraisers. So we're collabing with them on a Femmes and Folk event on April 11th. It's gonna be like a market and a menstrual drive. So if you know anyone or you yourself are a vendor of like any kind of craft, clothing, anything like that, and you're interested in tabling, you can fill out the interest form at tinyurl.com/events-and-folk. And then we're also tabling with Rices on your weird holiday for like a survival kit. It's gonna have period products in it, PDLI, and that thing. And that's it. Feel free to email us or DM us on Instagram.
Any questions? Right. Also just one note I wanted to flag, I'm sure you all saw on the agenda, but we're gonna be entering closed session after public comment tonight. This is an item added to the agenda by the parliamentarian. So now we'll go ahead and move on to committee reports. So we'll go ahead and start with Finance Committee, Senator Albright.
Okay, updates, I'm pretty sure we didn't give updates last week, so I think the last thing we did, we were able to choose the ex-CFO. So probably our last meeting, useful again. Last meeting, we just had the standard procedure, and then we also were able to review, I think, the rest of the CASA allocations to some equal projects.
Thank you so much. And then we'll move on to the University External Affairs Committee, Senator.
So some of these are discussing institution. We elected the CCO
a few weeks ago. And we passed, the resolutions and also. And
And we have government and internal affairs committee, seeing as Jennifer and Miguel is here, we'll have Senator Rubio.
Yeah. Yeah. There we go, sorry about that. So this week, GovCon looked at 4 resolutions, the first one was SR 70, which was proposed by Rain. And we looked into improving communication with the certified Houston General Council. And just the communication of the actual terms associated with that post, and some on year-long terms, sometimes they're billing in term, or sometimes it's longer than a year. So just kind of helping clarify that for people. Second one was SR 72, which was a proposed student fee to continue funding for the Daily Cow, which was presented on last Senate meeting as well. We forwarded this with little debate because that's kind of more decision for the voters to act on. And then the third one was SR 74, which creates a consistent resolution template. And there was some discussion and like light amendments, but overall didn't really change the core substance of the bill. And then the last one was SR 71, sorry about that, which was kind of more of an informal review. And we'll discuss this more later in the meeting. Yeah.
All right, now we'll go ahead and move on to public comment on the consent calendar and immediate consideration items. So at this point in time, any member of the public may make a public comment relating to pending business items listed on the consent calendar or immediate consideration. Individuals who wish to speak may make one general public comment which may not exceed 2 minutes, and speakers do not yield their time at any point. A reminder that this portion of the meeting is dedicated to matters relating to items on the consent calendar and immediate consideration, and general public comments cannot be made at this time. Is there anybody here for public comment? All right, awesome. You can come around this way. And just as a reminder, the Senate reserves the right to cut off speakers who have exceeded their allotted time and remove members of the general public from the meeting if they constitute a serious disruption to the order and conduct of Senate proceedings. So you'll have 2 minutes to give public comment, and if you go ahead and introduce yourself as well, and I'll time my gavel here at 15 seconds.
Hi, I'm Maya, and I'm a Jewish student here at UC Berkeley. And I'm here talking about the resolution for the student call for university-wide divestment from companies producing military weapons technology. I'm here to speak in support of this resolution and to emphasize to this assembly that Berkeley has a responsibility to maintain its promises as an ethical and social justice oriented campus as reflected in our push for divestment. This campus is currently invested in companies which enable the genocide and apartheid we see in Palestine and the violence in Lebanon, Iran, and elsewhere. These investments are responsible for the death of over 75,000 Palestinians and for the displacement of millions more. As this resolution will make clear, these investments are not the reflection of student or faculty interests. Our student body has a right to give them the opportunity to represent themselves through their vote, and anything less than this resolution would be a misalignment of this campus's purported values and a violation of our students' rights.
Hi, my name is Jaden. I'm a Jewish student at UC Berkeley, and I would also like to speak to the same proposed resolution. Today marks day 886 of the genocide in Gaza, and day 12 of the U.S. Israeli war in Iran. As the Zionist entity blocks thousands of the Palestinians in need of medical care from evacuating and toxic rains falling in Iran after attacks on oil deposits, our university continues to refuse to disclose or invest in material investments in the military industrial complex and the companies that enable this violence. In fact, they claim that the investment would inhibit academic freedom and controversy in the campus community. It is utterly embarrassing that after 2.5 years of the slaughter of Palestinians in Gaza, the so-called #1 public university in the country cannot name and oppose the genocidal actions of the ethnic state. As if it is not the role of institutions of knowledge production to oppose such things. There is a precedent for divestment of this university. In 1985, student candidates forced the university to divest $3 billion from South African apartheid. In 2006, the university divested from student these companies in opposition to genocide. In 2026, we should be able to divest from the genocide in Gaza. Our university is on the same side as it's always been, and we, the students, have inherited the responsibility to force divestment. In 2024,
The UC Berkeley Endowment Company has held a small divestment task force, which they arbitrarily voted based on vague and uncomprehensive guidelines. And the UC's investment in 23 weapons manufacturers, which they also did not disclose, do not cause significant enough social injury to divest and our divestment from these companies would also not reduce social injury enough, despite the precedent of divestment as a key part of global anti-apartheid solidarity movements. Most egregiously, they concluded that sentiment towards divestment was not widely held among the campus community. This vote is a chance to clearly demonstrate that conclusion to be false. I urge you to vote yes on this resolution and further recommend the language of the resolution be amended to include divestment from companies that provide the infrastructure for genocide. This vote will by no means be an end to the fight for divestment, but it will be a means of bringing disparate political conventions about divestment to the student body and making it harder for the administration to do more student health and the city. As students of this institution, it is our responsibility to force divestment, and we will not, and until we achieve it, we will not stop the war. Thank you.
Last week during the Q&A, the Lions responded to a question of why had been divested from genocide by saying that the foundation previously decided that divestment from genocide cannot fit their ethical investment guidelines. The student body and the FNC have been demanding divestment for multiple years, and in fact, the university has not only refused to divest, but also refused to recognize the genocide. It's frankly embarrassing and shameful. This ballot initiative is really long overdue, and a yes vote from the student body would force the chancellor and the board of the UC Berkeley Foundation to stop hiding behind the argument that divesting from mass surveillance and military technology is controversial. Divesting from mass surveillance would also mean taking a stance and refusing to be complicit in no harm caused by facial recognition and geospatial encryption technology to identify targets for deportation by ICE. Our investments already represent the university's commitment to sustainability, which also reflects their commitment to improving surveillance and work.
Hi, I'm Essie. I'm a Jewish student at Berkeley. I'm speaking today in support of the same resolution because I believe that our campus has an obligation to align its finances with its morals and its values. Right now, it does not do this. Berkeley is actively invested in companies enabling genocide and apartheid in Zionist occupied Palestine and fueling violence in Lebanon, Iran, and across the global south. Students and faculty have not consented to this. These investments do not represent us, and yet we have been denied the most basic democratic resource, a vote on how our institution spends its money. This resolution is not radical in any way. It is the bare minimum, giving our student body the chance to speak. Berkeley has made promises about what kind of institution it is, and it is time to find out if those promises mean anything. Our student body deserves a vote, which is what this resolution would bring. And this resolution is how we can begin and hopefully just the start, just begin to make Berkeley's promises a real lived reality.
Are there any other members of the public here for public comment? All right, seeing none, then we'll go ahead and move on to attendance roll call, and then we'll enter closed session after that. So please indicate that you're present when you hear your name called, starting with Senator Ramsey. Here. Senator Albright. Here. Senator Beardsley.
Here.
Senator Cannon.
Here.
Senator Cho. Here. Parents Representative Miguel, not present. Senator Bolshoi.
Here.
Senator Macaro.
Here.
Senator Maymon.
Here.
Senator Mendez.
Here.
Senator Nunez Rivera.
Here.
Senator Rodarte. Not present. Senator Santos. Here. Senator Scott.
Here.
Senator Solomon.
Here.
Senator Sandovic.
Here.
Senator Reading.
Here.
Senator Dadan.
Here.
Senator Time.
Here.
Senator Choi.
Here.
Senator Yang.
Here.
All right, so at this time, I would smile upon a motion for a recess so that we can transition into closed session. 5 minutes.
Motion for a 5-minute recess.
Senator Yang moves for a 5-minute recess. Is there a second? Second. Do we need to do the formal motions to get recognized before right now? After the recess. Okay, and then can I get a second? Sorry. Thank you, my Senator Ty. Any objections? Seeing here none, we're entering recess for 5 minutes. Yes, unfortunately, if you're not ASUC official, you'll have to Oh, sorry, I'm sorry.
They said unmute it, right?
Yeah.
Alright. Yes, we haven't entered yet. We'll cover that. Alright, senators. Section 17.3 of ASUC bylaw 1201 states that access to closed session will be limited to senators, execs, members of JC, the Senate Vice Chair, the CFO, CLO, CEO, and anyone else called upon by a 2/3 vote of the Senate. We are gonna have Isha assume the votes to recognize the following people outside of those bounds.
Director of Student Governance Program Advising, Mikhail. Assistant Director of Student Governance Program Advising. Then admin assistant Isabel Escobar. Southeast Idaho Committee Chair Nancy Rom. The President, Chief of Staff, Vivian Donis. Executive Vice President, Chief of Staff, Nisha Sharma. Executive Vice President, Chief of Staff, Susan Khan. Academic Affairs Vice President, Chief of Staff, Dylan Lux. And last not least, Shadow Candelarian Dog. Alright,
Now.
okay, now we need a motion to enter.
Not officially.
Oh,
It's already up.
I assumed closed session, so we're entering closed session now. So this isn't All right. We're gonna go ahead and move on to our next agenda item, which is consent calendar. So we're gonna go ahead and vote. Is there a particular way that you guys would like to do this? You can do it as well if you want, but feel free to make.
We already done session.
Yeah, because it's just an agenda item, so you can just move on. Or would you like to return?
No.
Okay. Yeah.
I need to approve it.
And then anyone who's to approve the consent calendar, is there a second by Senator Stott? Any objections? Alright, seeing here none, it has been approved unanimously. So now we'll go ahead and move on to immediate considerations. I think the best way to do these is aye and no votes, just so everyone can record their vote. Let me just, sorry, I don't know if I'm gonna build a roster today, just give me like 30 seconds.
Also, they have to move to it, and then I made you do it first, right?
Yes, yeah. Okay, is there a motion? Yeah.
Oh, wait,
Oh, no, it's okay, you can just say I'll do it.
okay, I motion to table SR 252681.
Oh, Senator Beardsley moves to table SR 252681. Is there a second? Seconded by Senator Misty. Any objection? So basically, if you object, it would trigger a roll call vote. I object. Senator Solomon objects, so we'll go ahead and do a roll call vote. All right, so when you hear your name, if you are in favor, so this is gonna be a little complicated, so follow along. If you're in favor of tabling the resolution, which means like you want the resolution not pass, you say aye. But if you want the resolution to pass, you say nay. Does that make sense? Everyone get it? So if you want the resolution to not pass, you say aye, but if you want it to pass, you say nay. It's a little confusing because Colton motioned to table it, so you say aye, that means you agree with Colton that we should move forward with it. But if you say nay, that means you agree with Margaret that, like, because she objected to the motion. Everyone good? Okay, starting Senator Anderson. Aye. Aye. Senator Albright. Aye. Senator Beardsley.
Aye.
Senator Cannon. Senator Cho. Friend Representative Miguel, abstained. Senator Bolshani. Senator Makara. Senator Mayman.
Aye.
Senator Mendez.
Aye.
Senator Nunez Rivera.
Nay.
Senator Rodarte. No, not present. Senator Sanchez.
Nay.
Senator Scott.
Aye.
Senator Solomon.
Nay.
Senator Stankovic.
Nay.
Senator Reading.
Yay.
Senator Kadan.
Aye.
Senator Ty.
Nay.
Senator Schlick.
Aye.
Senator Yang.
Aye.
Okay, what's the number breakdown here?
10 eyes.
10 ayes, you need 14 ayes to do 2/3, right? Or did you do the abstentions factor in?
How many days were there?
Maybe some 2. 9. 9.
Ayes, 10 ayes. So 10 people against.
Okay, you needed 2/3.
Oh, but this was a motion to table. This wasn't to approve
That
the
is true.
resolution.
May I ask for a 2-minute recess to consult?
Yeah, we don't need to recess, just like that. Okay, we'll figure it out.
Wait, someone, yeah, example.
Who's sick?
JK.
Yeah, we're in public meeting now.
Isabel, how many senators are present currently?
19.
That's 19. Okay. I'm going to say, given that it takes a 2/3 vote to pass it, there are no restriction placed on tabling it, but given that it would in any case fail to pass, I think the call is up to you.
I feel as though we should just vote on a motion. To,
Because either way, if it fails the motion to pass, it's actually the same statement.
yeah. I think maybe just for clear, yeah, go ahead.
Okay, wait, this isn't important to me, but also. Of that, since I initiated the motion, I would feel more comfortable tabling than directly voting against. Does that make sense? Like option.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know, cause the motion, like it needs to go, but I guess you're right, when. Anyways.
I don't see a way for it to currently pass. We can take a motion to pass and probably reject that, that's what we like. I believe it's the system of the rules, to accept the motion to table, I'm welcome to both petitions.
Okay. So I guess. We just accept the motion table in, because if it was the opposite motion. It would have been two. Okay. Okay, so. Seeing that, then the. Motion to table SR 25-2680, wait, sorry, wait, just anyone, sorry, just to put it, so when it comes to its regularly tabling resolutions, it's just the majority.
I think in any case, but a financial matter to finish follow on section 13.6 and the Constitution's limits on financial matters for 2/3 majority.
So but like, let's just say this was a regular resolution, for a regular resolution to be tabled, it's just simple majority,
Yes,
okay,
I believe so. And again, I want to double check, but given this case, I believe the motion should stand.
okay, the motion shall stand then, so then.
Ask one question, y'all. How much do Super ask for ASUC?
This past, but just.
We're not in discussion time right now, so. In order to enter discussion, we need to retract the motion moving forward, and we can't talk about that now.
Pursuant to section 13.7, senators may not change the recorded vote on motion after the announcement of the final vote. We can retract the vote if you'd like, but I believe the result was just read out by our Senate admins. Vote is final.
Yeah, I mean, is there interest in retracting?
All of you are welcome to make points of inquiry information.
Yeah.
Share that information.
No interest in retracting. Okay. Okay, so then. In that case, motion shall stand. So then that means that SR 25-2681 has been tabled. Okay, we'll go ahead and move on to any other items of data consideration. Is that motion?
I motion to forward or pass, whatever, just SR 25-2680.
82?
Yes.
All right, just for procedural, I'm going to ask that we do a roll call vote for this one as well, just so everyone can record their vote. So there's a motion by Senator Beardsley, is there a second? Seconded by Senator Alright, any objections? Oh, sorry, wait, I'm not doing that, I'm doing, sorry. Okay, so I'm gonna ask for objections to be a roll call vote, so if you are in favor of the resolution passing, say aye, if you are not, nay, abstain. Senator Beardsley.
1 second, let me just copy the table again.
Yeah, no worries. Whenever you're ready.
Okay. Oh my God. Okay, ready.
Senator Newsom. Senator Alright. Senator Beardsley.
Aye.
Senator Cannon.
Aye.
Senator Cho. Trust Representative Miguel, abstain. Senator Bolshani. Senator McCarroll. Senator Newman.
Aye.
Senator Mendez. Senator Nunez Rivera. Senator Rodarte, abstain. Senator Sanchez. Senator Scott. Senator Solomon. Senator Sandovi. Senator Reading. Senator Taran. Senator Tai. Senator Schwed. Senator Yang. Motion unanimously passes and that will be forwarded. All right, and then is there a motion on the floor for the final item? SR 25-26.
I move to approve. SR 25-82.
Senator Mayland moves to approve SR 25-80, yeah, 25-26-80, correct. Okay, seconded by Senator Scott. Any objections? Okay, that one unanimous. All right, so now we'll just go ahead and move on to new business announcements. So SR 252676 will move to Google.com. SR 252677 will move to external affairs committee. SR 252678 will move to the actually this one will go to all three committees. Right?
Yeah, those guys are SRFP.
Alright. 78 will go to all three committees. SR 252679 will go to governance committee. Alright, and then now at this time, every senator has 2 minutes to provide a brief update about your office. So, where are the microphones? Right there, or do you just wanna like start over there? Or do you guys wanna do announcements? No. Everyone wants to.
Wait, can I just say one thing?
Yeah, please.
Wait, sorry, I know we are skipping announcements, but everyone received an email, this morning about Mega Strong that's happening on the late this Friday. You are all invited, it would mean so much if you could come, the chancellor coming to speak, it's gonna be a really great event, it's like 500+ people. You can all register under my, like, opposite ASUC Senator Charlie Sean table. And it would mean a lot to me and my community, you guys. But yeah, you can text me if you have any questions, you can also come like literally anytime, it started at like 5, and we started letting people come in, but I don't do the transfer fees until like 5:30, and dinner is like free at 6:45, it's, you can bring like whoever you want, like plus one, just like text me, yeah.
Anyone else want to do something brief? Yeah.
I'm so sorry, guys, I don't know. I have to mention it, tomorrow our office is hosting an event in collaboration with OP, EVP, Senator Mendes and Solomon. We'll bring out Michael Tubbs, who's the former mayor of Stockton, current special advisor to Governor Gavin Newsom. This means a lot to me, especially coming from Stockton and being from the Central Valley, bringing out an inspiring and just such a great leader from the Central Valley, so it would mean a lot to your communities there and giving yourselves and just have the time to connect with them as well. So yeah, that's all I got. Thank you.
Alright, with that, we'll go ahead and move on to final roll call and adjournment. Starting with Senator Reese. Senator Albright. Senator Reese. Senator Plans.
Here.
Senator Joe, wait, Senator Steve, before you go. Senator Joe. Here. Senator Representative Miguel, not present, Senator Botani. Senator Botani. Here. Senator McCarr.
Here.
Senator Meehan.
Here.
Senator Mendez. Here. Senator Nunez Rivera. Here. Senator Garvey, not present, Senator Santos. Here. Senator Scott. Here. Senator Solomon. Here. Senator Singley. Here. Senator Uday.
Here.
Senator Badam. Here. Senator Ty. Here. Senator Dwight. Here. Senator Yang. Alright, the motion to adjourn. Senator Ty moves to adjourn, seconded by Senator Meehan. Any objections? This meeting is hereby adjourned at 11:41 p.m.